Okay, so what have we been up to? Well, we've added arrays, and this has been the most difficult thing I think I've done so far. Anyhow, without further ado, what we're doing is we're telling our parser how to recognize when a variable isn't just a variable but it's an array. So the parser recognizes this as an array declaration, not a normal variable. It builds a dedicated AST node, like element type, name, variable name, optional size, so you can either declare the number in there, or you can leave it blank and it'll work it out. This then creates this then goes through to the interpreter, the AST runtime data. It creates a variable object, marks it is array true, so it knows that this is the array, and then allocates the correct storage for it, which is like int array, float array, not working at the moment, string array, evaluates each initialized expression and stores the result, and this has been really tested. This has absolutely done my head in, and then we've also had to tell the printout that this is printing out an array so as it can select what it's printing. It's all working pretty good. Like I say, I haven't got floats working yet because floats seems to be a bit of a slightly more complicated thing. We have to consume a few more different bits in the float as we do in the int and the string. It's parsing the AST's execution up, so it clearly separates it all and makes it a safe and enforceable, and it's type safe and it's enforceable at runtime, and theoretically this should be easy to extend. Anyhow, enough waffling about the technical stuff, which I'm never very good at. Let's have a look at what we can do. Let's run this little thing and we can just see that it works, and then we'll run through the code what we had to add, which was a lot. We've had to do quite a bit to get this to actually do something. So we can open our array test, which is the bit that's just been on screen. No changes there. Click the green button and we should get index 2, so 0, 1, 2, because it starts at 0. The index starts at 0, so it's 0, 1, 2, prints out Leah, and then the number, same thing. We didn't declare a number in there, but it knows that it's going to be 22 because it's 0, 1, etc. The first array size was 4, and the second array size is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you can see, it does what it says on the tin. Anyhow, what did we have to do to achieve that? Well, we had to do quite a lot. Obviously in tokens we had to add the old brackets, the square brackets. Doesn't need to go in the map, only in the, because it's a single operator, only needs to go in the token part of it. Then in the Lexer CPP, obviously we need to include them into the single I can remember what we called this. What did we call this? Single character array. So it knows it's got those in there. In AST we had to add a lot in here. So we start at, I think it's about 75. I think we start somewhere up there. We go. We have to build all these bits up in here. This all goes through. Then we go 110. There's another load of code in here at 110 that had to be added. This is the declaration stuff, and then again here we're adding more stuff to it. Loads, like I say, there's been loads of bits that I've had to work on to get this to do anything anywhere near what I wanted it to do. If any of this you want to, it's all up on eBay. I ought to have it on eBay. No, it's all up on YouTube. Again, more the name of the variable, the index, the value, and then in parsing H, we had to add just one little bit in there. In parsing, we had to add parse array literals in there, and then in the CPP part of that, again there's a few bits had to be added in here. We had to add all this here, which is what builds the, so it knows the second it sees the left bracket that it's going to become an array. That goes all the way through, right the way through to, actually does it go all the way through there? Where does it stop? Is it right? Yeah, no, it goes all the way through there to the finish of that. Then we go to quite a bit down here again. We had to add another 384. Had to add this in again, which is all more to do with the building up of the this is in parse primary, and then that comes down. We have to move through it there to there, and then we go down to 431. This is the last bit in where we had to, which is the parse array literals in here. So not that much there, but there's just another couple of bits there to set it all up. Then we jump to interpreter H. We had to add the variables, the array variables in there. This is when it sets it. This is the one that we use to set it, whether it's an array or not an array. The array, float array is not working yet. I've got more work to do on that. A lot more work to do on that. Could be a while. In the CPP, we need to come to. We start off about here. Yep. Not 100% sure what half of this does. I have commented lots of it. It's I have gone through and gone back through it to see what these bits actually do. 187 again there. This is all to do with allocating the space and what we're actually, whether it's a boolean, a float, or a string, or an integer. And then we go up quite a way. We've got to go in the 400s. This file's getting quite large now, which doesn't help when you're trying to do some of these bits. 400 more, not 300. 486 I've got on my little list. 486. So we then come through here again, a little bit of debugging in here to let us know what the name of the array is when it comes through. We had to make a slight change in lookup, but nothing that was major. Like I say, all this code is on GitHub if you want to peruse any of it. Then we come through to, like I said, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of bits in here that had to be altered to get this to work. Shot by it. Again in here, this is I'm not too sure what this bit is, what this was. This was to do with looking up array names again. Yep, we'll go skip by that bit. Not too sure about that bit. We need to go up in the 700s now, and 717. So again, here we go through this. Oh, where did that get on the screen? Get rid of that. Like I say, you can pause the video and read all these bits, or you can simply download it off of GitHub and go through it at your leisure. And then 760 was the last bit, which is this bit here. This is for getting the basically the names of the array and all those bits, and that's it. But it was an awful lot of, this was a challenge, backwards and forwards, trying different things. I've rewritten this about 20 times. I've had Copilot helping me. I've had ChatGPT helping me. And this has been days and days and days of work. This has to get this to do that. And like I say, we've still not got floats working. So this is still a bit of a work in progress, because floats slightly differently, because with a float you have to evaluate the dot, and you also have to allow for it to be a minus one. If you're going to do something like vectors or something for 3D, it has to be able to have a minus in it as well, so it's slightly harder to evaluate, but no, it's, you know, it does what it's supposed to do, and I think that's really quite cool. And like I say, that has taken a lot of work. It completely consumed my Christmas. But anyhow, I thoroughly enjoy doing it. It's a really good hobby. It keeps me out of mischief, no end at all. Anyhow, enough waffling. Thanks for watching if you did.